Today we're going to look at positions like these and make fun of the people who made bad moves, right? Okay, so this game was played about 3 weeks ago in the Knights Championship. Why was it played in the Knights Championship? This is chess for knights. Now that joke was too complicated for most of you? Okay, now this position is equal. You'll notice everybody has the same stuff. Everybody has a queen. Everybody has 2 rooks, everybody has a king, everybody has 6 pawns, and both sides have a minor piece. However, white has a lot of pieces near the black king, right? So what black needs to do is defend his king, then he won't get checkmated. No? Okay, so the best move according to the computer is rook to d6, and the rook is defending the 3rd rank. Okay. Instead, black made the losing move. Okay, then you have to find out why it's losing, because it's chess for knights. White, or black, moved pawns in front of his king. Boo! He needs pawns in front of his king, so his king is safe. Instead, he played the move f6, breaking one of my very important rules, Ben Simon. You never play f6. Okay, and now, instead of a drawn game, he got checkmated. Then what did he do after he got checkmated? He cried. Okay. So how did white open up black's king and get rid of those pawns? Arjun. He played knight takes h6. Bam. Notice how it's check. And black said, thank you for the free knight. Now, black doesn't have a lot of pawns in front of his king, does he? His king's sort of open. Okay, now how did white continue the checkmating attack? Arjun again. Queen g6. And now black made the best move. King h8. Okay, now there's more than one way to win for white. Okay, so let's see if somebody can find one of them. Yeah, Sam. Queen takes h6, black made the best move. Then after queen g6, it was checkmate. Okay, also, white could have played rook h5 immediately, and then rook takes h6 is going to be checkmate. Either way, it's mate. All black had to do was defend with rook to d6, defending everything. Instead, checkmate immediately with knight h6, and black has no pieces in front of his king. There's a lot of pieces away from his king. That's pretty safe, right? No, terrible. Okay, so black lost, even though his name was Ben. He still lost. Amazing. Okay, we won't save that because he lost. All right, now I have a student who's currently playing in a tournament. In fact, I can pull it up right now. That's live. Every move is red. Terrible. There's a tournament in Texas. And Matthew Larson, one of the finest players to come out of St. Louis, my student for 5 years, he's playing right now. This game's live. And now it says he's better. He's been better, worse, and equal, but not at the same time. Okay? And when the move is in red, that means it's a bad move. You see how many red moves there are? Terrible. Okay. Now, Matt Larson occasionally checkmates his opponents, and occasionally they checkmate him. That's chess for you. And this was a game he played against a Grandmaster last month, and white played queen to e3, and now Matt Larson made the losing move. Boo. Actually, computer says black has the advantage here. Okay? That's why chess is so tough. If you're playing football and you're ahead 49-0, for example, any Super Bowl in the 80s between San Francisco and Denver, okay, and then you blunder, then you're up 49-7 and you still win. In chess, if you're winning and you blunder, then you lose. One bad move loses the whole game. In this position, if two computers were playing, black might win, but two humans were playing. And the human, Matt Larson, played rook to b7, okay, which is a bad move. And now, let's see who the smartest is. White has a winning move. In fact, after White's move, Black gave up. So he went from a better position to giving up the next move. Terrible. Then you learn from your losses. Isn't that good? No? All right, so what's the winning move for White? It's a brilliant sacrifice, eventually leading to checkmate. Checkmate is worth more than a piece. You! I pointed right at you. What's the problem? Rook takes bishop. Okay, and after rook takes bishop, Black gave up because he's down a bishop. Okay, now the best move for Black is to not take the rook, then he'd be down a bishop. So let's pretend he did take the rook, because usually taking a rook is better than not taking a rook. So you take the rook. Now White has a 2-move checkmate, which we saw a lot in our last class. So if you were in the last class, this should be pretty easy. How does White checkmate Black in 2 moves? You must be at least 4 years old to answer. Yes. He's like, I'm 4. He raised his hand right away then. Yeah. What should White play?
Queen E6.
Correct. Queen E6. I knew if you were like more or less than 4, you wouldn't get it, but 4 is the right age. Queen E6 check. Black has 1 legal move, and therefore plays it. And now White has checkmate in 1 move. You must be exactly 4 to answer.
What?
Yeah, tough class. What do you think, Frank? What's the checkmate? Was that you, Ben Simon? Ah, there we go. Now Frank sees it. Before he was like, I can't see it. How does White checkmate Black in 1 move? It looks impossible. Yes, you're 4, I think. Yeah.
I'm not 4.
Really? No.
The queen goes up.
Right, well now, did you used to be 4? Like a few years ago? He's like, maybe. Queen goes up next to the king. Queen E8 checkmate. Now in my 1 o'clock class, yeah, that was your move, right? Yeah. But see, in the 1 o'clock class, they castled here. King here, rook F8. Man, people are slow today. Even people at home aren't laughing. They're like, what's the 1 o'clock class? Okay, so checkmate. So instead of getting checkmated, Matt Larson gave up. Boo. Let's see if he lost already. Knight G4 check. He did lose. Matt Larson blundered his queen. Okay, so in this position, Matt Larson played Queen E5, and his opponent played Knight check, forking the king and queen. That's happening live, although not for you at home. Okay, and then Matt Larson's going to resign. So he made 1 bad move, and now he's going to lose. Wah. Okay, the chess is tough. Okay, here's another game. And in the 1 o'clock class, we did checkmate in 2. This is the 2 o'clock class, so we do checkmate in 3. What do we do in the 9 o'clock class?
Checkmate.
So close. Anyone? Arjun? No, what do we do in the 9 o'clock class, Arjun? Now the math's too hard for them. Sam?
You checkmate 9?
You know, your parents are here too. Come on. You?
2.
2? Yeah, close enough. Okay, so Black played, notice that White's threatening queen takes rook, which is also mate. So Black played queen E5. Now White has mate in 3 with a deflection theme that wins the game, because Black's queen is overworked. If Black's queen was off the board, White could play queen G7 mate, bishop G7 mate, and queen takes rook mate. But the queen on E5 is stopping all the checkmates. Okay, but the queen can't go to both squares at the same time. So White has a trick that checkmates Black. Let's call on a random student, Arjun. Bishop to G7, attacking the king and the queen. Okay, Black has 1 legal move, king to I8. Oh wait, is it I7? No, so he has to take the bishop. Nothing's funnier than that. Okay, queen takes bishop. Now what does white do? Arjun. Queen takes the queen, trade queens. Queen takes rook. Now the queen that was on e5 was doing a good job, but Arjun made the queen move off of e5. Now the rook's not defended. Now you can play queen f8 or queen g8. They're both good moves. No, but you have to. So actually, after bishop g7, Matt Larson resigned. We're going to rename this class to the Matt Larson resigned class. Okay? And then he could also go here and then checkmate. Notice the bishops that's defending the queen. Okay, so yeah, question? Oh, yeah, so white wins. Okay, so bishop g7, good job. All right, now in this position, white has 2 captures, but he played the wrong one. So Matt Larson won a game instead of losing. We couldn't believe it. Okay, the media were notified. White could play knight takes pawn or bishop takes pawn. And he chose the wrong one. Okay, he played bishop takes pawn. Notice the bishop is defended twice and it's attacked twice. So that's fair, right? Okay, now there's an idea in chess you've never heard of, especially Arjun, called removing the defender. So you want to take something, but it's defended. So you get the defender, move out of the way, and then you take the piece. Then you can rub your hands together because it's cold outside, right? Yeah, he agrees. So what move can black make to remove one of these defenders? Then he could take this for free, which actually is sort of what he did, although white decided to lose a queen instead. Interesting decision. All the way in the back. F4, trying to remove the defender, the knight, which answers my question correctly. Unfortunately, that doesn't win the game, unless it does win the game. Might win the game. Because then you could to there. That's probably a good answer. Your answer is better than mine, as Groucho Marx would say. Yeah?
Or knight to a5.
Knight a5 was played, but I like your move too. I think your move's not quite as good, because I can play knight f7 check. And then this is sort of fair. It's a little fair. Rook and a pawn for 2 pieces. Okay, and the move that you suggested second attacks a bigger piece, knight a5. That's a big piece. Now, if white tries to do the same thing, then he loses his queen. Okay, and if white moves his queen away, then this bishop is free. There's 2 pieces on it, and there's 1 piece defending it. So white did something drastic. He gave his queen away, took the rook, and took the knight. So he got a rook and a knight for a queen. What's better, a rook and a knight or a queen?
Queen.
Queen's a little better, and black actually won in like 6 moves. Okay, now let's go back. I'll show you something really complicated, which nobody saw. Neither player saw it. You know who did see it? The computer saw it. Yeah, the computer said you should take with a knight, not with the bishop. And then after knight a5, you should sacrifice your knight, and then you should play queen here, threatening checkmate. Checkmate's good because you win. How does black stop checkmate? Probably stopping checkmate's a good idea, right, Sam? Okay, you. How does black stop checkmate?
Queen to...
Careful, checkmate. How does black stop it? Who wants to help? You want to help? You have any cash on you?
No, pawn h6.
Pawn h6. Now we have a discovered attack fork, which is really good in the restaurant, the fork part anyway. Martin.
Okay, knight to f7.
Knight f7 forks the king and queen, and the queen's attacking the queen. Everybody's happy, except black. Black takes the knight, and we win the queen with check. Then we win the knight next move, and okay. So that's what white should have done, but neither player saw any of that. Okay. And instead, white played here, and then he gave up. Poor him. Okay, so that was a good game. Now, the difference is, after queen here, knight takes, queen here, we can play knight f6, stopping mate, and you can't play bishop takes rook because you have no bishop. That's why he shouldn't have taken with the bishop, because his bishop got captured. Okay, so sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Okay. Now, this game was played before you were born. Okay? Well, not you, but everybody else. Okay? And in this position, I'm attacking my opponent's bishop. So did I take his bishop? No. I did not take his bishop, but I had a good excuse. You know what my excuse was? It's a really good excuse. Sam, that's a reasonable excuse, but not in this game. But usually that would be right. My excuse was it wasn't my turn to move. That was my excuse. If it was my turn, I would play pawn takes bishop. What did my opponent do about that? Did he let me take his bishop?
No.
I mean, he sort of did, but later. Yes. What did black do about pawn takes bishop? Knight where? Here? Yeah, then I wouldn't take his bishop. You got me on that one. Then I would take his knight. Then I would take his bishop. All right, how do you save your bishop? In the back. Bishop h6. Well, you're right. I wouldn't take his bishop. Then I'd take the other one. Bishop h6. I would take his bishop. A free bit. Then I'd take the other one next. Yes.
Oh, he would take his pawn?
Correct. He took my pawn. That's what he did. Now, some of you have noticed, if I take his bishop, he'll take my bishop. But this was in 1987, and Barney the dinosaur hadn't existed yet, which is strange because dinosaurs existed a long time ago. But anyway, so there's no I take you, you take me. There's none of that. I want to take him for free. Okay? And I did something that you usually see in other sports, like soccer and football, called interference. Okay? I don't want his queen defending his bishop, so I interfered with it. I blocked his queen from his bishop. Let's call in a random student, Arjun. I played e6. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's a good move. Okay? Now, I'm attacking his queen, and his queen is no longer protecting his bishop. So a grandmaster would probably resign, probably. Okay, instead, he took my pawn, and now what did I do?
Take his bishop.
Take his bishop, right. Now I'm ahead of bishop, and bishop takes pawn check is coming, or knight takes pawn, or pawn takes pawn. Okay, and now he actually gave up. He's down a bishop, and he's going to get in a lot of trouble. Okay, a lot of trouble. For example, even if he saves his queen, check, now he's in worse trouble because my rook is going here. Okay, so that was terrible. So e6 is the key move. I want to take his bishop, but I want to take it for free. So now when I play e6, his queen and bishop don't protect each other anymore. So e6, good job. I wonder who found that. Oh yeah, I did. All right, now this is a famous game that you all know. And what I mean by that is none of you know it. That's what I meant. But a couple people at home know it. We have about 800 million viewers. 2 of them know it. The other hundreds of millions are like, what? Okay. This is a game Capablanca played. Capablanca was the world champion from 1921 to 1927. Unless I'm wrong, which is possible. Okay, he beat Lasker and he lost to Alekhine. This is a game he played in 1914. Were you at this game? Were you watching it live? They're showing on the internet. Why weren't you watching it?
I didn't look on it. I just played chess.com.
Ah, that's why you were playing chess.com in 1914. You weren't watching this game.
I wasn't born yet.
Well, you could still could go on the internet then. What's your problem?
I was born.
His excuse for everything, he wasn't born yet. Okay, so in this position, the guy with white wanted to take this pawn, and Capablanca wanted to queen his pawn. Okay, the other guy we haven't heard of, so probably Capablanca won. Okay, so white played a fork, knight to b5, attacking the rook and attacking the pawn. And white has a lot of guys attacking this pawn. Now, who wants to play queen takes knight? Okay, anybody? Yeah, there we go. Queen takes knight is risky because then white will take the queen. That's risky. So instead, black saved his rook and played rook c5, attacking the knight. And white did exactly what he wanted to do. Knight takes pawn. And white's up a pawn. Hooray! Okay, but Capablanca, he wasn't playing around, although he was playing around. Okay, he traded the knights, and then he traded the rooks.
Oh, no.
And now, black made a very famous move. All grandmasters who've studied chess know about this position because it's a very famous trick. In fact, I think Arjun was looking at it in the last month. Maybe. Let's call it an unknown student. You. Okay, queen b1. Is that checkmate?
No.
What should white do? Scratching his head in confusion.
Yeah.
Who is incorrect? You. What?
Are you pointing at me?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I think the queen should go down and block the check.
So here?
No.
Here? How about here?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, if black tries to win, then white plays checkmate. So that didn't work out too well. Okay. So I was tricking you earlier. You know why? Tricks are for kids.
What?
And Arjun will now give the right answer, which you already gave. Arjun's like, what? Arjun, you've looked at this position. I've seen you looking at it. But it was like 4 weeks ago, so you're confused. I'll just say it was a whole year ago. What was the move you suggested that we scoffed at?
Queen B1.
No, but the move before that, what did you say? You suggested another move. Who remembers what he said? What did he say? Queen B2, the right answer. Your favorite mistake. That's the right move. Okay, notice the queen's attacking everything, right? And if queen takes queen, then checkmate. And you can't play checkmate in this position because the queen's defending it. So he played queen to b2. Now, queen takes queen allows mate. You can't let black take all these pieces. What if white defends his rook? Yay, now his rook's protected. Now white's all fine, right? Arjun, you're taking the rook anyway? That wasn't very nice. And then checkmate. Another move is rook to c2. Now queen b1 works because when the queen goes to f1, we take the rook. Yeah. So Capablanca played queen b2 and his opponent gave up. His opponent didn't see queen b2. Notice neither player got Luft. Okay? Luft is a German word for air. Okay, also, it's also German for we're on strike. And nothing. Terrible. Even at home they're confused. Okay, and if white had played h3 or black had played h6 earlier in the game, there's no back rank checkmate. Comment.
What if white played king to f1?
If you play king to f1, then I would probably play queen takes rook and be up a rook. Might be a better way of playing. I don't see it. So I would take a rook.
But in the next move, you can move a pawn and exchange it.
Right, then you'd be down a rook. And since it was Capablanca and he was the world champion, being down a rook is bad. If you're taking notes, being down a rook against the world champion is bad. You don't do that. Being up a rook is good. That's better. Yeah. Okay, so queen b2 wins the whole rook, so white gave up. White was like, I'm a pawn up, I'm going to win. Then after there he went, oh, I'm not going to win. Okay, and Capablanca saw queen b2 all the way back here. He knew that white couldn't take that pawn, but white didn't see far enough. That's why one guy was the world champion and the other guy we never heard of. Man, this is a tough position. I can't figure out what to do. Why does it say black to play? What's going on here? Oh, okay, that's right. Okay, so in this game, okay, this is a game I had about 3 years ago, and I played rook here. However, I could have played pawn to d6, and then I would make a queen, and I would win, everybody would clap, right? After pawn to d6, black is actually winning, so it's good I didn't do that. Black can fork two of white's loose pieces. Look at all of white's pieces. Are they protected or unprotected?
Unprotected.
Unprotected, and now black has a winning sequence of moves which attacks two of them. Again, I'll give you a hint. Black can attack these two pieces, although he has to make another move first. I wonder how black could attack a rook and a bishop that are so far away. There should be like a flashback, but this isn't Family Guy. Yes?
On the E5.
E5 attacks the bishop, but then white would save his bishop. We need a way to attack both of these pieces. We can't do it right now, but we can prepare to do it. I wonder how you attack both of these pieces. That's too hard. Nobody can do it, even Arjun. Stop crying, Arjun. No crying in baseball. Did you bring me Kit Kats?
I'll bring you tomorrow.
Tomorrow? But tomorrow's my day off.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday is my last day here, so that's a good job. It's like a present. Yeah. Also, I'll call on you more if you bring cash, blue waters, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, and send your money, care of Ben Finegold, to 4657 Maryland Avenue. You in the back. Queen A3 is 2/3 correct, the best kind of correct. After Queen A3, white has 5,000 legal moves. I can't analyze them all. Okay, but Queen A3 is almost right anyway. You have to make a move where white doesn't have too many legal moves. You.
Me?
No. Yeah.
Queen B4.
Queen where?
B4.
Queen B4 what? Nice. Queen B4 attacking the bishop, then white will save his bishop. So that's Queen A3, Queen B4, you're in the right ballpark. Yes?
Bishop takes pawn.
Bishop takes pawn's risky, because then white will take the bishop. It's risky. Because white has two guys defending that pawn. This rook and this bishop. By the way, I didn't see this move either, so I was going to lose if I played it. You're pretty old. Queen D4 already suggested is a good move, but there's no way to attack that rook later. We want to attack the rook and the bishop. That's almost impossible.
Rook B1.
Rook B1 check, then I would play King H2 and my king is safe. See, I have Luft, unlike my opponent. Sam with the wrong answer. Calling somebody else? You.
Move queen to H3.
Queen to H3.
What?
Then pawn takes queen with advantage. That pawn's defended. I would never undefend my pawn unless it was an accident. Arjun. Queen A1 check. Notice how it's check. Did you notice that? Okay, and white easily gets out of check, no problem. Now, finally, black has a move that forks these two pieces. Arjun. Queen A4 attacking the rook and attacking the bishop. And then I would have lost this game. That would have been financially not good. Okay. Instead, I didn't play the move d6. I played rook d8. And he still forked my bishop and rook. What a mean guy. Right? But how do I save them both? Martin.
Oh, bishop to C7.
That's what I did. Okay, and now his bishop's pinned, and my pawn's pretty good, and eventually I won the game. Now here's the last one. It's too hard for this class. This is more of a 9 o'clock class. You know, mate and 10, which none of you got, by the way. Okay, so in this position, black is threatening checkmate. That would be good for black, right? Okay. However, white has checkmate in 2 moves. So if white checkmates black, then black won't checkmate white. Mate in 2 moves. Okay, we'll start with the wrong answer.
Queen F6.
Queen F6. I'll take that. Okay, next. I like the way he's always right and then doesn't know he's right. That's good. That's solid. What?
Rook for E.
Rook where?
Rook E4.
Rook here? Then checkmate. That is also mate in 2, but for the wrong guy. Martin.
How about pawn takes bishop?
Pawn takes bishop equals queen?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'll take that. Well, that was my only legal move, so I played it. Now he's fresh out of ideas. I'm waiting. All right, you. Pawn takes bishop. Let's take that queen. Now what? Queen F6, but my knight is still here. My knight's retreating like a Frenchman. Okay, so that doesn't work. You. Pawn takes bishop. Where? Here?
Yes.
Then I could block with the rook, I could block with the queen, or I could retreat. Also, like when I'm telling you stuff, you should try to listen. Like when I said he had the right answer. What was his answer? Nobody listens to their fellow competitors. Queen F6, the right answer. Then when I took his queen, he's like, I give up. So if it's mate in 2, now it's mate in 1. Yes, incorrect.
Rook 6. Rook E6.
But that's not even check. So it's not mate. You with the right answer. Don't make me look bad. Ah, he's making me look bad. All the way in the back.
Pawn takes bishop.
Pawn takes bishop, checkmate. I don't think that's checkmate. There's a lot of black pieces that could take that. Yeah, terrible. Yeah. Mate in 1, it's too hard for this class. Arjun, the bathroom's down there. Yes. Rook E7, my king could take, or my queen could take. Mate in 1 is too hard. Yes.
G1.
G1?
Rook at the bottom.
Here?
Yeah.
That's checkmate?
No, so if the king tries to get down.
So if? It's checkmate in 1 move. I need a checkmate. You.
D8 and then a knight.
D8 and then a knight. Checkmate.
Oh. What?
See, you're the best player in your chair.
Of course.
He's like queen B2, queen F6. Then he's like, oh, I give up. But you're right. Never give up. Right, Ben Simon? Ben Simon, just give up. Yeah, it's true. Ben Simon, the king of the 2-game match. Very suspicious. Okay, then that was my game against Magnus Carlsen. He thought he was going to checkmate me here, and I pro to a knight with mate, and then he started crying. Okay, class dismissed. Now go play chess.